Welcome to the American Studies Podcast, your guide to American culture, from etiquette and the Constitution, to the values, ideals, and holidays that define life in the United States. Whether you're new to America or simply curious about it, you're in the right place. Let's explore America together. Let's get started.
Table manners and dining etiquette. Sharing a meal is one of the most important social rituals in American life. Whether you are having dinner at a friend's home, eating at a restaurant, or attending a work lunch, knowing proper dining etiquette will help you feel comfortable and make a great impression. American table manners are rooted in respect for others and awareness of your shared environment. Vocabulary. Utensil. A tool used for eating or preparing food, such as a fork, knife, or spoon. At a formal American dinner, utensils are arranged in a specific order on either side of the plate. Appetizer. A small dish served before the main course to stimulate appetite. The group ordered a shared appetizer of chicken wings while they waited for their main dishes. Entree. The main course of a meal. For her entree, Sandra chose the grilled salmon with roasted vegetables. Check or bill. The printed list of items ordered and their prices at a restaurant, presented to the customer for payment. After finishing their meal, Michael asked the server for the check so they could split the cost. Napkin. A piece of cloth or paper used at a meal to wipe the fingers or lips and protect clothing from spills. As soon as she sat down at the table, Carmen unfolded her napkin and placed it on her lap. Reading article. Dining out and dining in. American table etiquette explained. Food is central to American social life, and the etiquette surrounding meals is an important reflection of the country's values around community, hospitality, and respect. Whether you are invited to someone's home for dinner or meeting a client at a restaurant, following proper dining etiquette will help you navigate these situations with grace and confidence. One of the first things to understand about American dining culture is that punctuality matters. If you are invited to someone's home for dinner at 7 p.m., arriving within 10 to 15 minutes of that time is expected. Arriving significantly late without prior notice is considered disrespectful to the host, who has spent time preparing the meal. At the table, there are several basic rules to follow. Place your napkin on your lap as soon as you sit down. Wait until everyone is served before beginning to eat, or wait for the host to invite guests to start. Chew with your mouth closed and avoid speaking with food in your mouth. These are considered very basic standards of hygiene and courtesy in American culture. When dining at a restaurant, it is customary to address the server politely. Snapping your fingers or calling out loudly to get a server's attention is considered rude. Instead, make gentle eye contact and raise your hand slightly. The server will come to you when they are able. In American dining culture, It is also common to split the check, especially among friends. If you are on a date or business meal, the person who invites typically pays, but it is always gracious to offer. When paying, tipping the server is not optional, it is a cultural expectation. A standard tip is 15 to 20% of the total bill before tax, and 20 to 25% for excellent service. At home dinners, it is polite to compliment the host's cooking, even if the food is not exactly to your taste. Offering to help clear the table or clean up is also appreciated, though the host may decline. Bringing a small gift, such as wine, flowers, or a dessert, when invited to someone's home is a thoughtful gesture that Americans genuinely appreciate. Dialogue practice. Dinner at a restaurant with colleagues. May, originally from China. David, American colleague. Server. Server. Good evening. Can I start you off with some drinks? David. I'll have a sparkling water, please. May, what would you like? May. I'll have iced tea, please. Thank you. Server. Of course. I'll be back in a moment to take your food orders. May. David, is it okay to order the most expensive thing on the menu? I don't want to seem rude. David. Ha! That's very thoughtful of you. Honestly, just order what looks good to you. The company is covering this dinner. May. I see. Also, I noticed there are 2 forks. Which one do I use first? David. The smaller fork on the outside is for salad. The larger one is for your entree. In America, we work from the outside in. May. That's very helpful. Thank you for explaining. David. Of course. Don't hesitate to ask. We all had to learn these things at some point. Server. Are you ready to order? David. Yes, I think we are. May, why don't you go ahead? Tips and suggestions. 1. Put your phone away during meals. Americans consider using your phone at the dinner table to be rude and a sign that you are not engaged in the conversation, unless it is truly urgent. 2. When someone passes you a dish of food, take only what you plan to eat, pass it to the next person and say thank you. Overloading your plate or holding a dish too long can be seen as inconsiderate. 3. If you have a dietary restriction or allergy, it is completely acceptable and important to mention it when ordering at a restaurant or when invited to a dinner. Simply say, "I'm sorry, I have a nut allergy. Could you tell me what's in this dish?"
And that's a wrap on today's episode of the American Studies Podcast. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. Whether this was your very first episode or you've been with us from the beginning, we are truly grateful you're part of this community. On this podcast, our mission has always been the same: to help you understand, appreciate, and connect with American culture, through its etiquette and everyday customs, its constitution and founding ideals, its deeply held values, and the holidays and celebrations that bring Americans together. Learning about a culture is one of the most powerful things you can do. It builds bridges, deepens understanding, and opens doors. And we're honored to be part of your journey. If you enjoyed today's episode, please take a moment to subscribe, leave a review, and share the American Studies podcast with a friend, a classmate, or anyone who wants to learn more about life in the United States. You can find all our episodes and resources on our website, americanstudies.online. Your home for free, high-quality learning content. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep discovering everything that makes America a truly remarkable place. This is the American Studies Podcast. We'll see you next time.